Jody here and welcome back to my channel, or hello for the very first time. Today I am going to do a review and some swatches, and we're going to have an overall take a look at the newest palette coming out from Storybook Cosmetics. This is the Witchcraft and Wizardry palette. So I gotta show you the presentation of how I received this palette because it's so beyond stinking cute. This is the bag. It comes in like a velvet bag with a golden imprint of the Storybook Cosmetics logo. How freaking cute is that? One of the other things that they threw in that I haven't seen anybody really show, and I think this is such a brilliant idea, is an actual bookmark. Tassel and all with this Storybook's logo. It's Storybook Cosmetics. You gotta have a bookmark. This is just, it's simple and cheap, but it's ingenious, and I will use it. And every time I pull it out, I'll be like, oh, Storybook Cosmetics. I think it's fantastic for us bookies out there. People love books. On the palette, as well as on the bookmark and on the card that came in, it has the same statement. I'm gonna read it to you once. It says, once upon a time, there were 3 sisters who never stopped believing in fairy tales, and they lived happily ever after. Who cares about the stuff the palette came in? Let's look at the palette. So it comes like this. This actually, the exterior of this is a sleeve that goes over top of the palette, but which is added protection, but the really cool thing is the palette inside is just as stinking cool. Here is the book cover. So the Storybook Cosmetics, Wizardry and Witchcraft. On the end, it looks just like a book. You guys know, like, my bookshelf, or like my parents' bookshelf, had a lot of hardcovers with this kind of binding on it. I think this is phenomenal. And the back has the same statement I already read to you with the Storybook logo, made in the USA, and some general information. Now the edge here that I know a lot of people haven't really gone over is actually lined to look like pages. So really the whole presentation looks like a book. Are you kidding me? Super winner. It has a that is a serious magnet on it, which is incredible. You open it up and the front end of the book is a mirror. I don't want to shine you guys too bad, but there is a mirror. On the bottom of the mirror it says, magic is believing in yourself. If you can do that, you can make anything happen, by Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. I could be saying that wrong, so I apologize. On this side we have 12 shadows. Holy crap, that mirror, I just flipped it around. I haven't used the mirror, but it's really good. I'm like, ooh, I can see my pores. I'm kind of scared myself. So this side of the palette does have all of the shade colors on there, and a font that is reminiscent of, say, handwritten sort of fairy tales or notes over top. I like the presentation of the colors. I think they're really stinking pretty. I do like that it's gold embossed. I like that they went something a little outside the box for the font on the lettering of the actual shadows itself. However, I will say that there are some of these, looking at them, took me more than a second to quite realize what they said. So now I'm gonna do some swatches. I have been watching a lot of other reviews or videos that include swatches, and one thing that I found that I really enjoy that other people do is they do brush swatches along with the finger swatches. So this will be my first time trying this out, so let's get into it and see how it works. swatches of this palette. There's basically 3 formulas in here. Matte, sort of satin shimmer, and then an all-out shimmer. That is definitely represented in here. I can see a definite definition and change between each formula and how they perform on my eyes. I have owned this palette for just slightly over a week. It arrived and I started playing with it right away. It's basically the only eyeshadow palette I've used for the last 7 or 8 days. Like, because I wanted to do a review on this, and I don't think it's fair to do a review without actually like trying it out more than once. So I've been testing it and putting it to its limits. So quality of these shadows are pigmented to heck. Pigmented! I have absolutely no complaints about the level of pigmentation in these suckers. They rival some of the big brands that you're gonna find at Sephora, and I am super duper impressed with the pigmentation on these. Blendability of them, the blendability on them is great. There are some colors that are a little bit more of a challenge to blend out than other ones, but I'm gonna be honest, and I have never found a brand where that wasn't the case. So I'm not gonna knock them on it because none of the colors are exceptionally or over the top hard to blend out. Just you need to know that not everything is going to blend out exactly the same. But like I said, that's the same for 99% of the brands out there. Not every color, not every formula blends out exactly the same way. But they're mattes, the things that you're going to use to blend out the most, like they're on par. Like great blendability. Lasting power on them, the lasting power on them, I would say exactly once again, rivals some of those big brands. I did some white tests at home where I put it on my hand, some of the darker colors, left it on there for hours, cooked dinner, and then took a washcloth and went whoosh, 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 like a dry rag, and still there was pigmentation on my hand. The lighter colors, like it is with most brands, the lighter colors don't quite have the lasting power of the dark ones, but there is nothing out of sorts there, or I would say any worse or any better or any different than most of the brands we've come to expect a good quality shadow from. So these shadows are fantastic. I really like them overall. I'm pleasantly surprised. There's a couple things I would like to say about this palette overall is that while the colors in here are really nice, really usable, I will get a ton of use out of them. I don't feel that there is anything in here that super makes me go, oh my god, that is the color I didn't know I needed in my life. I have other palettes with very similar or exactly the same colors, tones in them, so this palette is not a necessity in that respect. The other thing that I would say is this palette's a little bit more difficult for people who are very light toned or have hooded eyes or are very new to makeup. There is only one really light shade, which is usually kind of, it's not a white, it's usually a shade that I would almost use as my beginning transition color. This already right off the bat goes in and is fairly dark for me, so you can imagine how dark some of these other colors are. A lot of these colors, like I look really smoked out today, and that was using some of the lighter shades in this palette to get that done. So it is a lot of fun. I love the quality. The packaging cannot be beat, but the color selection in this, I can see how a lot of people out there, and I mean a lot of people, would love this and be able to get really cohesive looks. I have been able to, but it's taken me a little bit more work. Otherwise, I look like I've got a smoky eye at all times, which I'm not complaining. I love me some smoky eye, but yeah, it doesn't take much of a dark or like a darker medium tone for me to look like, whoop, going to the club, like instantly. It's really hard to get a decent daytime appropriate look out of this palette for me, but that's okay, because half the time I don't care and I wear what I'm gonna wear during the day anyway. So this palette does get overall 2 ginormous thumbs up. So I said this before when I got the originally released Wizard brushes. This company is living up to my expectations. I said that I thought Storybook Cosmetics was gonna be the indie brand of the year. So far with what they've put out, they are not letting me down, and I'm so happy for them. I love seeing a small independent brand put out good, amazingly awesome quality products, and while keeping integrity and doing something unique and outside of the box. Quite frankly, for all of us book nerds out there, Storybook Cosmetics is like my new favorite thing going. I'm basically probably gonna buy everything that they come out with because the love the love is real. Alright guys, well that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. If you're not subscribed already, it would be very, very much appreciated. And other than that, guys, thank you so much for stopping by, and I will see you all next time.